Andy with the firm of Todd Weld. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you here. You want to tell our listeners a little bit about the firm?
Absolutely. The firm is about 21 years old, founded back in 1992, primarily by some former partners of what used to be known as Hale and Dorr. And we do primarily trial work, litigation work. And we have 13, 14, 15 different practice areas. I focus primarily on what you can call domestic relations or family law or the big D, divorce. I'm one of the three partners in the, we'll call it the department, although we try not to call them departments or practice areas. We have a total of 10 lawyers in our group, and we primarily deal with all of the issues you could possibly imagine that have to do with the probate and family courts around the Commonwealth.
I would imagine that you guys are always busy, to say the least. You know, if you look at the statistics, the domestic and I'm sure international statistics are the same. The odds are very good that people are going to call you at some point.
You throw around, you know, you hear all the time that it's 51%, it's 52%. We've never actually sat down and figured that out, but I can tell you that it encompasses the people who are first getting divorced, and then it goes on for years, unfortunately, with people that have contempt issues or modifications or other issues, and then we get the prenuptial agreements every now and then, and now postnuptial agreements, which are very common for some of our wealthier clients who aren't quite ready to get a divorce, but halfway through a marriage might say, well, we should sort of set the rules for what this is going to be when...
It's always a popular topic, I'm sure.
If, as, and when is a popular term in our practice.
Now, I had heard over the last couple of years that as the economy sort of went south, that the divorce rate presumably slowed somewhat. People didn't feel as though it was a time. Are you guys seeing an uptick in activity over the last year or so?
What's amazing is we didn't see that. Actually, when things got bad, some people would potentially look to their right or left and say, you know, you're not as attractive without money. And then yeah, as times get better, there are additional pressures, but I think it's a cyclical thing based upon times of year, things like that. People tend to do things based upon kids in school years. Ages are very big. You have to remember that our demographic is getting older, and some 30% of the country right now is over the age of 50, 55, and that's only going to keep going up. There are the empty nesters, things like that. So we get everything from the people who have been married for a year all the way to people who, believe it or not, have been married 40 years. And for whatever reason decide that it's a new phase and they want to move on. There's a million different reasons why people make that choice. I think that the biggest thing the misperception I can correct is nobody comes to us and says, I'm happily married, do you think I should get a divorce? By the time they come to us, it's a fait accompli.
So you guys